Great. I'm John Mills, and I'm a board member of the Tim Redovian Memorial Fund. For those of you that aren't familiar with what we call TRMF, basically it's a fund that started by Jim and Shell Redovian. Those of you that live in Dunwoody may be familiar with that name, as Jim has been a longtime DeKalb County School Board member and also very active in the Dunwoody Homeowners Association. About 20 years ago, their son died of a rare lung disease, Tim Redovian. And since that time, they have created a fund to honor him and the legacy that he had because he was extremely gifted in the arts. Today we have a very special opportunity to interview Hannah Selznick, who we have basically flown in from Scottsdale, Arizona. And she's been kind enough to make a very special donation to a TRMF student this year. And so we wanted to have a few words with her. Hannah, tell us, how did you begin the Oboe Fairy business, your business? I understand you're one of the largest oboe dealers in America, if not the world.
I started Hannah's Oboes and became the Oboe Fairy when my late husband Mitch reminded me one day that I do good deeds every single day and I make dreams come true. And he said, you know what? I think you're the Oboe Fairy. And it really stuck with me. And it has driven me to place oboes with talented young people around the world. And that makes dreams come true. And that just is my very, very big passion.
Well, that's wonderful. We know you get a lot of requests for this kind of thing. What made you respond to Cheryl Redovian's request?
Well, Cheryl contacted me a year ago and said she had a very special scholarship recipient, Luca, and that he was in need of an upgraded oboe and that he had received the scholarship. And I explained to Cheryl that oboes are really very, very expensive and the scholarship would not really cover enough of the oboe to make a difference for Luca. So I said that I would donate an oboe to him to have as his own to help him progress and develop his dreams.
Well, that's great. Well, I was surprised when I first was told how expensive oboes are, that they can, basically professional quality oboes can be in the range of $10,000 or more.
It's true. Even an intermediate oboe starts in the low 2000s. That's a really, really big amount for a family to pay for their player who is just beginning to develop that skill.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yes.
And could you give us understanding you've done this sort of thing for other students around the world?
I have, and there's a young lady in Portugal. Her name is Ligia, and one of my colleagues referred her YouTube video to me. She was pleading for an oboe. That's all she wanted in her life. She was already given a scholarship at a young person's conservatory in Portugal, but she had no oboe. And so I reached out to her dad and asked if I could start a communication with the family. And I sent her an oboe and everything she needs. She was voted the top musician in her class her first year, and she's continuing the oboe. She writes me letters and sends me videos, and I want to go to Portugal someday. And when I have an opportunity to communicate with young people who have received my gifts, you can just sense the passion in their voice and the appreciation in their hearts.
Great. Well, that's what we want. You've certainly done a great example of in dealing with Luca, and we appreciate you coming all the way back to Atlanta to actually meet him. And
well, I can tell you that Luca's going to have an English horn soon.
An English horn,
Because
okay.
after
Well,
speaking,
that's a surprise.
Yeah, English horn is the next logical progression for an oboist, because
I had no idea.
English horn is not the same as French horn, but it's really similar to the oboe. It's the same key system, but it's in the key of F, like French horn, but it's called an English horn. And oboe players, it's just a very seamless transition to have that as an added capability. And so with him having an English horn, it will monumentally alter his experiences as far as what he can do with his music. And so that's going to be the next project for the Oboe Fairy and Luca.
Well, great. Well, we look forward to having you come back next year, or
Thank
I don't
you.
know how long it'll actually take to see Luca perform with his English horn provided by
love
the
that.
Oboe Fairy.
That's my plan.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for inviting me.
He told you that he needed an instrument, and there's a lady out in Arizona. Her nickname is the Oboe Fairy, and she heard about Luca's plight. Where are you, Luca? Where is he?
He's right here.
Oh, good. Okay. There's Luca. You might remember he waved from the audience last year. And so this Oboe Fairy fixes oboes, and she's into oboes, okay? She's an Oboe Fairy, of course. And she sent Luca a professional grade oboe. So he's been using this beautiful oboe for the last year, and he's here to show us the results. Let's welcome him. stage fright, but he did great, didn't he?
Great.
Well, having this new oboe has really opened up a lot of like situations for me. Like there were things that I couldn't play before because there were keys that were missing on my old oboe. So there are pieces that I can play now and I can sound like a more advanced musician.
So thanks to that lady out in Arizona, right? The Oboe Fairy. Have you ever talked to her?
I think I have sent her a few emails, but
Would you like to meet her in person?
yeah, definitely.
Oh yes, you can hold it definitely. Well, congratulations. That was marvelous and beautiful. You have a great future ahead of you. And I want to thank Cheryl and Jim Redovian and the board of directors for inviting me to Atlanta. I really feel like I now have a new family in the South, and I really appreciate everybody's hospitality. I have a quotation I would like to read to you that is a summary of how I feel about all this young talent. These are our leaders. They can heal the earth. They can. The arts quite simply nourish the soul. They sustain, comfort, and inspire. There is nothing like that exquisite moment when you first discover the beauty of connecting with others in celebration of larger ideas and shared wisdom. This is a quotation from Gordon G., who is the president of West Virginia University. And together we can heal the earth. This is our young talent for the future. We can't fix everything, but we're more similar than we are different. We really, really are. Thank you for coming, and thank you for joining us tonight.